Oh my god, like I think going live for me at 3 p.m. feels weird, but here we are. Okay, when you join in, let me know how you're doing, where are you watching me from. My good name is Womboy. Thank you so much for being here. Oh my god. Let's have a blast and maybe a good laugh. Okay. You know, something that I've realized when I go live at night, some people who usually show up during this hour don't show up at that hour. So, and then I get another uh, group of people on the other hour. But anyway, ooh, Chimp, what's up, homeboy? How you doing? Oh my God! So you're available right now? I was just saying that when I go live right now, I usually get a complete different group of people. But good to see you. Good to see you. How are you doing? Welcome back. Guys, when you join in, can you like the live stream? Yeah, we're just gonna get started. You know, these days I'm the queen of questions. You're good? Okay, honestly, I kinda like forgot where you said you're from. Okay, if you don't mind, where are you watching me from? Okay, guys, welcome to the live. We are literally just getting started right now. Um, oh, never mentioned, but I'm in the Middle East. Oh, okay. At least you never mentioned. You know, I usually feel bad when I forget people's information, especially for regular people who usually show up every other time. Okay, what's the time out there? What's the time out there? And what's the weather like out there? Is it cold? Is it hot? It's 1 hour ahead of you. So, oh, 4:26, and you're 3:26. Okay, you already know what the time is out here. Okay. I don't know. Actually, like maybe just have small talks for like 10 minutes before we even like start with the topics. Of course, my topics are usually small talks, but let me start with this. I like starting with something not so complicated. It's always cold out here, for those wondering why am I always wearing coats and stuff. Yeah, it's always cold out here. You know, for those of you who think that Africa is just hot and all of that, I don't think. Okay, I feel like maybe some parts are hot, but not every part. Like, honestly, it depends with where you're at. So we're gonna be starting with like you're officially an adult when. Hassan Ibrahim says hi. Hi to you, Hassan. Good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. How are you doing? Um, you're officially an adult when. And also, guys, let me know how you're doing. Uh, let me know where you're watching me from. What's the temperatures where you are at? Also, we have okay. We normally just start by just knowing where we are at and stuff like that. Uh, you retracted the message. Okay. Okay. How are you guys doing? Okay, you're officially an adult when. Okay, you're officially an adult when. I wish it was a when question. When are you an adult? You can answer, okay, you know what? You can answer how you wanted the question to go, like, yeah, you can answer when you want, how you wanted the question to go, like, okay. I was just wondering, like, I think I already have my answer between coming live here at 3 p.m. and maybe at night. Okay, right now I think I'm in a position where I want to do both for some time, but eventually I will just concentrate with streaming at night. And because when you stream 2 times a day, you know that can be you can get burnt out. Yeah. Okay, let me grab something real quick. Oh, I mean, you are an adult, so you can't really answer the question. But you can. You're officially an adult when you pay your first bill. Okay, I feel like adulthood is not about turning 18 or 19. Okay, sometimes you turn 18, but you're still a child. Okay, you're officially an adult when you start using condoms. Okay. Okay, I feel like you're not understanding the question. Is about being responsible and responsibility. You're officially an adult when uh maybe you get married. You're officially an adult when maybe you get children. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it can be. But anyway, let me write another question if that doesn't make sense. Let me grab something real quick. Okay, money can't buy. There's a lot of noise out here. Okay, guys, when you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. My good name is Wambo. We're just getting started. We usually get started at like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, but we have a question on the screen. Not a question, it's just something. Money can't buy good health. That's fine. Money can't buy good health. Okay. Money can't buy. Money can't buy what? Happiness. Money can't buy time. I think money can buy time. You know why I think money can buy time? Because with money you okay what okay why do we pay people for them to do things for us? Why do we hire people? I think money can buy happiness, to be really honest. Okay, money can buy time. Money have always bought time. Okay, that's why you get paid in your workplaces as a compensation for your time. Okay, does it make sense? Do you guys feel like money can buy time? I feel like money can buy time. Chipmunk says money can't buy time. I think that's exactly why we get paid at work. Uh, the, that's why we get paid at work, because you're getting compensated for your time and your energy. Okay, okay. I said money cannot buy good health. Money can't buy what? Guys, like the live stream. Also, let me know where you're watching me from. My good name is Wamboy. Thank you so much for being here. Uh-huh. Oh, Nef. Okay, so can I call you Nef? Because I feel like Nefista is pretty much long. Okay, how are you doing? Good to see you. Oh, okay. So you're available right now. Okay, Kenya and German time is almost similar. How are you doing? Money can't buy. Tim says money cannot buy time, but I say money can buy time. That's exactly why we get paid at work. But that's just me thinking. Maybe I feel like that's exactly why we get paid at work, because we are getting compensated for our time. Mm. Okay. When you join in, let me know where you're watching me from. Well, how is the temperatures where you are at? Is the heat wave over for those of you in Europe? It's 72 degrees Fahrenheit here, and it's cold. Okay, money can't buy dash dash dash. It's like 37 degrees. Oh my god, that's hot. That's very hot. How are you guys coping? 37 degrees Celsius, that's hot. Only 3 degrees. 37 is hot. Wow. Okay, enough of the small whatever. Kelvin Pamba says hi there. Hi to you. Good to see you. How are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. And guys, when you join the live stream, like the live stream. Also, let me know where you're watching me from. I also get 40ish on other days. Wow. Okay, but you guys have air conditioning. You know, I'm surprised that there's no air conditioning in Europe. Kelvin says, how's Kenya? It's nice. It's great. Okay, let me know where you guys are watching me from. And why are you guys not liking the live stream? Okay, moving on. Would you date someone who checks your phone? I think I need my laptop. Yeah, I need my laptop to type these questions. Would you date someone who checks your phone? Like a DCI, every other 2 minutes, can I see your phone? Okay, would you date someone who checks your phone? And would you date someone who doesn't allow you to check their phone? Okay, honestly, I gotta say, there's just something about somebody checking your phone every now and then. Okay, honestly, you feel like you're getting married to a investigator or a DCI or a FBI or whatever. Honestly, I kind of feel like it's off. Would you date someone who checks your phone? I think yes, because they kind of have a right to, I don't know. Let me hear from you guys. Would you date someone who checks your phone? Chim says, if it's because of suspicion, no. But if it's for general things, then sure. But you're supposed to trust that I'm not doing anything. No, how can I trust that you're not doing anything? Okay, how is somebody supposed to trust that you're not doing anything? Okay, if you don't allow them to check your phone. Okay. Oh, you retracted the message? Why? Nefisa says, I don't think there's right to check anyone's phones, and I don't need to check anyone's phone. Okay, so you don't need someone. So the answer is you would not date someone who checks your phone. Okay, Alan Samuel, how are you doing? Welcome to the live stream. I would date someone who invades my privacy. Invade your privacy? That's not invading somebody. Okay, guys, let me know. When you're dating or you're in a relationship, someone checking your phone, is that invading your privacy, or is that just okay? Which privacy? Actually, you know what? What's more private than private parts? Let's start there. You know, if that's the game that you guys want us to play, what's more private than like the privacy of you having the other person's body? Okay, what's more private? If a phone is more private, then you have no business wanting to check that out also. I don't know. What do you guys think? I don't know. I don't know. Does anyone has a right? Honestly, I feel like okay, I don't appreciate if someone is constantly like suspecting me and checking my phone. Although at the same time, like if I am acting suspicious, like I'm not putting my phone down, I'm hiding my phone, I'm going to the bathroom with my phone, then maybe there's something that I have to hide. Okay, so honestly, I think this is literally a complicated one, but I think most men don't want their phone to get checked, especially from what I'm getting. Um, Alan says, one boy in a relationship, marriage or love, you ought to keep some things so private for you. You will thank me later. People change in a course of time. Okay, when it comes to if what are you worried about? What are you worried the person that you're dating? What are you worried they are gonna see? Okay, what are you worried they are gonna see? Oh my god, lost your. And that's an honest question. What are you worried that they are going to see? Okay, Nefisa says, what do you think doing the deed makes privacy an issue? Because that's more private. Like, that's more private. You're getting somebody's body. Like, that's more private. I don't think there's anything more private than that. Okay, guys, let me remove the question on the screen. Would you date someone who checks your phone? Okay, I think everybody is saying that their privacy is more important. But I'm saying as far as you have access to that person's body, like, how more private can it get? Nefista says, it's still my own body though, and their own body. Yeah, and that's what it is. But if you're getting access to that, just bear in mind what can happen during a sexual interaction. What can happen? You can transfer diseases. So if somebody is willing to trust you with that, or you're willing to trust them with that, how about the phone thing? Like, where is the privacy here? Okay. Okay, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Emmanuel says, what? Okay, okay, welcome to the live stream. Would you date someone who checks on your phone? Would you date someone who checks on your phone? Okay, don't say that, whatever, just tell us. Tell us, would you date someone who checks on your phone? Okay, honestly, boring you. That's okay. That's okay. Keep walking. Keep walking. Uh, next question. Would you rather earn $100,000 doing a job you hate, or $50,000 doing what you love? Okay, would you rather earn $100,000 doing a job you hate, or $50,000 doing what you love? Trolls, get out. Okay, honestly, I really don't care. The thing is, there are people who are here honestly for our conversations. Okay, here for okay, people who enjoy my live stream are here for a conversation, or like just questions and all of that. That's what they enjoy. But so I wouldn't change my live stream for anything. I would of course better it to make it maybe more fun and a lot of that. But if I changed the question style thing, people who have subscribed to my channel for that style of things and random conversation, they wouldn't. So you're the easier one, and you're the one who found me. So keep walking. Emmanuel says, are they literally asking you, or it's a general question? No, it's not a okay, I asked the question. The question is on the screen. Would you date someone who checks your phone? Okay, next one. Let me type the next question. Okay, would you rather earn $100,000 doing a job you hate or maybe dislike, or 450? Not 450 or 50. Okay, I need to delete that. 50 or 50K doing what you love. Okay, let me. God, Okay, guys, welcome to the live stream. Let me know where you're watching me from. You can also ask me questions. Oh, I mistyped. The question should go, would you rather earn $100,000 doing a job you hate, or 50K doing what you love? I would always go for more money, of course. No question. Okay, so it doesn't matter. Your happiness does not matter in that case. It doesn't matter at all. As far as you're making more money, that's what matters. Honestly, I was gonna say go with the 50K, but the thing is, like, then you're missing out on the other 50K. No, I think I would also go with the $100,000, to be really honest, because I have now an opportunity to have more money, and maybe after I get the money, I can do the things that I love. Maybe, yeah. Okay, I would go with the 100,000. Okay, would you rather earn $100,000 doing a job you hate, or 50K doing what you love? So I would just go with I would go with 50K. CJ says, good morning, afternoon. Good morning to you. How are you doing? Oh, it's been a minute. I haven't seen you. Okay, yesterday I didn't stream at this hour. But I streamed later on. How are you doing? Okay. Would you rather earn $100,000 doing a job you hate, or 50K doing what you love? Okay. Da, 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 da. What's the time right now, CJ, where you're at? Let me make a wild guess. 7:49? Is it 7:49? I don't know if I remember your time zone correctly. 100K for the job I hate. Law, easy. Okay. Okay, easy. You say it's very easy to make that decision. I would rather do what I love. Wow, but you're missing out on the other 50. You're missing out on like $50,000. Okay, how about you go to the for the job that you dislike, and then after you get out of job, you go and do what you love. I don't know. Okay, why would you go with what you love? CJ, why would you go with what you? Okay, I know it's definitely for the extra money. You know, you can. I don't think. Can you ever have? Can you ever have so much money? Like, can you ever have so much money? CJ says, I don't have a feelings at work soon. As I clock out, I'm happy as heck. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Still, would you rather date someone? Okay, no. There was another question. Would you rather date someone who checks your? Would you date someone who checks your phone? Okay, but I'm gonna type the next question. But you guys can still keep asking me questions. Also, like you can tell me how you're doing, where you're at. So an extra 50 is easy. And it's not only 50, you're talking about $50,000. We're not talking about $50. We're talking about 50,000, you know. I feel like that can make a difference even for the where you're staying at. It's 7:51 a.m. How about you? It's 3:51 p.m. Yeah. Maurice Musao says, would you date a broke guy? Yes. Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. Would I date a broke guy? Yes, absolutely. But that broke guy is not gonna. Okay, I'm not having children with a broke guy. First of all, that's the first rule. Another thing is that broke guy have to do vasectomy. Yeah, would I date a broke guy? I would, but there would be a lot of rules. If you're a broke guy and you're looking to start your own football team or whatever, I think you're mistaken. I don't think you would. You don't think I would do what? Okay. Davis says maybe I can only take the lesser paid job because I live in a rich country with a good welfare state and all. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That makes a difference. That makes a difference. Joseph Edward says hi. Okay. You don't think I would date a broke guy? I think I would. Honestly. And also, the definition of rich for me is different. But okay, I would, but first of all, let me tell you, okay, if you're not making my life better than I already have before you, like, no. Okay, or at least equal. You know, there's no way I'm coming from a mad house and then going to live in the street. Like, no. If I'm coming from a mad house, at least give me a wooden house, you know. If I'm coming from a, you know, but I know you are. It makes sense. It makes sense. Like, because I feel like you maybe okay, and I'm not saying that it's standard, but I'm just saying sometimes you lower your standard so that you can fit somebody's category, but they still heartbreak you. This broke guy, these broke people also, they will also heartbreak you. They will also heartbreak you. I don't know, but that's just my mindset. That's just my mindset. So I think I would, but you better already go for a vasectomy. Another thing, don't expect children. You know, all those things. Okay, next question. Next question. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while flirting? What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while flirting? Could you repeat that? Yeah, I typed. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while flirting? What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while flirting? Okay, I don't flirt. I think that question is maybe mostly for men. Um, what's the most embarrassing thing you've done while flirting? Isn't isn't it more important if you want children yourself? Isn't it more important if you want children yourself? See, the thing is, okay, the guy asked me, would you date a broke guy? And I said yes. But there's no way you're gonna bring a whole generation of poor children, okay? So, isn't it more important if you want children yourself? No, if you don't want, if okay, in my case, like I don't want children, so that's easy peasy. Go get sleep, and then we can have a conversation. Spill drink on myself. I'm hella clumsy. Oh, and you just woke up. Maury says, "Wow, oh my God, that's a lie. What lie? What lie? Like, why are you judging me? Like, why are you already telling me that I can't date a broke person? Okay, I can. You know, I think you're telling yourself stuff. You're telling, and that's why I think that's why broke people shouldn't be given a chance. You know why? Hear me out before you start reacting. Okay, hear me out, because see, like Maurice already says that I can't date a broke person. Okay, so which means even when you compromise for yourself and then you date him, he's not gonna treat you like all of that because he doesn't think that he's enough for you. Bridget says hi, Ken. Oh, it's been a minute. How are you doing? Maybe you're the only one who can you okay, I am assuming you're a guy, but can you date a broke woman? What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while flirting? Maybe I'm the only one who can, so I'm being nice to you guys. Okay, good to hear. Next time somebody asks me, would you date a broke person? The answer is no. Because you told me. Okay. But they told me a man should be faithful and not vulnerable. So is your man a promoter or love? So is your man a promoter or love life partner? What type of question is that? Okay, he is a promoter. He is a promoter. What type of question is that? And what's supposed to be the answer? I honestly don't understand. Moonlight Akiru says hi to you. Good to see you. Yeah, like a promoter. Because the thing is, like, first of all, and I think I'm assuming you're Kenyan, okay? And I can see the mentality. Nefisa says, so if you don't want children, the brokenness should have nothing to do with birth control. You know what I mean? Okay. So let me ask you guys an honest question. Yeah, I know what you mean. Who should take birth control between the guy and the female? Who should take one for the two? Let's look at that. Really, what kind of promoter? I even don't know. It's like he's asking me a ridiculous question, an obviously ridiculous question. So that's why I just said yes. Okay. Yeah, I've always talked about that. Like, people think when women know what they want, or like somebody have a preference, like you want to say gold. Oh, you're such a gold digger, and you have no gold to be digged. Okay, you have no goal to be like literally you have nothing to offer. Like see, which means sometimes he's yeah. I think that's a ridiculous question, Maurice. Okay, I'm asking a question. Who should take one for the two when it comes to family planning or contraception? Okay, and I see like because let me, why I said that, Nefista, I think I forgot to say why I say that is like broke people are really fertile. Okay, you broke people are really fertile, to be really honest. How many agree with me? I feel like broke people are really fertile. Yeah, that's honestly what I feel like. I feel like if you play around, you're just going to get impregnated. Broke people are really fertile. Ah, yeah, so that's why. That's why it has nothing to do with whatever. But I'm just saying, when you're messing around with a broke person because they are really fertile, like you gotta be really careful. Okay, look at the women who are financially stable, they are bosses and all of that. Those are the type of people who struggle to get pregnant for a long time. Okay, look at us, people like us, like you just don't want to be playing around, you'll end up pregnant. Broke people are fertile. That's a hell kind of assumption to make. But am I lying? Look at the people who get what is it called, teenage pregnancy. They're the people who are broke. Okay, let me tell you, I know because I know I'm not rich. Okay, so I'm still in the category of broke people. If I messed around, I would get pregnant real quick unless I do a hysterectomy or whatever. So that's why I said that. Why even me speech by that's true. That's true. What do you mean people like us? Black people? Not black people. I'm saying broke people because I'm not rich. I'm saying broke people are really are really fertile. I don't know. Maybe that's an assumption, but I've always seen people who don't have money. They have no problems getting pregnant. People who don't have a place to stay, they have no problems getting pregnant. Like one thing, that's an assumption that I have. I feel like broke people get pregnant real quick, or like broke people are really fertile. Show me one broke person who struggles to get pregnant. Show me. Okay. For example, let me even look at my grandparents. Okay, these people are having 20 children. They were having 20 children, and that person doesn't have anything to offer whatsoever. Maury says, the embarrassing thing I've ever done is letting a lady know I got over 20 exes. From that moment, I was okay. That's really funny. Racist. You're such a racist. Okay, people like you, Zayn, walking around looking for people so that you can feel like you're better than somebody. Okay, so that's why you would type something like that over there. Like you're just walking around looking for somebody to bully so that you can feel like you're better. Okay, you ain't better than I am, so God, failure. CJ says, I actually know a lot of people in poverty with no children. Really? Okay, but I know they are avoiding. Tim says, bro, you have hold yourself together, Mr. Zayn. Okay, God, I don't even know why you're calling him or her Mr. Zayn. CJ says, is it a lot of poor people in Kenya with lots of kids? Oh God, yeah. Okay, right now it's changing, but the people that you'll find with lots of children, the people who you will find, and I don't want to spark a debate, but the people that you'll find who are like pro-life and they condemn pro-choice are literally the people who are literally struggling, poor, have nothing to offer to these children. Nefisa says, I think I get a glimpse of what you mean. There's some kind of correlation between being poor and number of births, I guess. Yeah, I don't know why, like people who are struggling, it's like we just don't think twice, or like okay, maybe I should remove myself from the category, but I'm just saying because that's the category that I have come from or whatever. But honestly, I have always been careful because I knew as a person who is struggling or as a broke person, you get pregnant without knowing. Pah, done. Yeah, there's a huge correlation. I don't know what's the relationship between a lot of children and poverty, but that's what I see. That's what I see out here. CJ says, how many children would you consider too many kids for a person in poverty? I think for a person in poverty, having like 4 children, 5 children, 6 children, I feel like that's a lot for somebody who is struggling. I don't know about you guys, but me personally, I feel like that's a lot. Why would you have such a huge number? Like at least have two. It makes sense a little bit. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense a little bit. But can you imagine 5 lives and you have nothing to offer? You can't even provide for yourself. Honestly, me personally, right now, I'm not able to offer anything to a child. Like, why would I? Why would I? Chim says some rich people have like 10 natural non-adopted children, so it's not hard either way, but also they might not be knowledgeable enough to use protection. Okay, and I see maybe you're coming from the maybe the Arab culture, because I know there are Arab people who are rich and they have children, maybe because that's just a culture. But out here, I'm talking about in Africa, there's a huge relationship between poverty and the number of children. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, tell me the number. If your grandparents were not doing well financially, tell me the number of children that they have. For example, my grandfather had like 17 children, and I think only one of them is well educated. 17. I hope they never get to watch these videos. Okay, but my grandfather is the late anyway. 17 children, and only one of them is educated, and I think he educated himself. All the other ones, oh God, nothing. Now he says, what kind of contraceptions are available for you, and what are the costs? I don't know at the moment because I don't use, but I think there's a lot of them. Most of them are, I don't know if right now they are free. Anyone who is using contraceptions in Kenya, feel as in I don't use contraception right now. But I think they are readily available. But I kind of feel like that's a very huge thing to just expect a woman to carry without even men sometimes, especially after 3 children, just go and get snipped. CJ says, I think you're very wrong. Maybe you're speaking from an African perspective. Yeah, that's what I'm. Okay, how many children are so many for somebody who is struggling? In your world, in your perspective, or maybe in your American culture. Okay. How many children are too much for somebody who is poor? Chief Fox says, whoa, no, I mean like everywhere in the world, not only Arab country. And also most people with a big amount of children are mostly the people that are like 80 years old, so they had big time to reproduce. Okay, I kind of see that, but you would be surprised the number of people who are in their 30s and they have 5 children out here. Yeah. Alvin Jones, hey, good to see you. Welcome back. Spilling a drink. What about condoms? Is it allowed to ask to have them available? I don't. Okay. Now this is becoming too much information, but I don't. Okay, yeah, I don't think he's allowed to ask to have them available, but most people don't use them. It's all fun and games until, yeah, there need to be some other deeper form of contraception. I don't think. I think when condoms are well used, they can be 99% effective. But honestly, like, I don't know. CJ says, I agree with you. Over 3 is a lot of you're poor. If you're poor, okay, over 3. How many children is so much? Maybe Alvin Jones. Okay, I need to stop saying Alvins. Alvin Jones. How many children is too much, like for a poor person? Okay, I'm saying 5 is too much. I'm saying 5 or 4 is too much if you don't have anything to offer. Chimpanzee says we should move over the sensitive question and have more general questions, please. Okay, but let's okay, you know what, and don't feel the pressure to answer any of this, because honestly we can just keep 3 or more. 3 or more are too much. Okay. Okay, you know, sometimes maybe you're not interested in a topic, but other people are. See. ah 3 or more, 3 or more, but I think 3 is a small number out here, such a small number. 3 is a small number. I think maybe 4, 5, 6. Yeah, but maybe 3 is too much. Maybe in the US 3 is too much when you don't have money. Steve Biko says, I've been praying for 8 children because we used to be 12. Okay, so are you rich? Are you in a position to take care of them? 8 children. Wow, because we used to be 12. Oh, in your household where you grew up, you were 12. Wow, how can you 8? I just feel like 8 is too much. 43. 4 and 3 children can get annoying sometimes. But it's your child. How can your child annoy you? Is your child. Moy says, so does it mean broke people should not marry? Meaning if you are broke, no woman for you. Again, women do forget being broke. It doesn't mean laziness, know that. Okay, and that's not what I'm trying to imply. Okay, and I'm not saying you can get married, but I feel like the number of children literally should the number of children should be direct is it correspondence? It should be a direct reflection of where you are at in life, okay? Because you can't tell us 10 children and you can't even afford to educate one or even to give one of them a good life. Like, what are you doing? Nef says to Chimpak, did you mean asking about condoms is sensitive? I don't think so, but could be a cultural difference. I don't think he's sensitive, but I feel like avoiding these conversations, it's why like people end up with like what I'm saying about poor people having so many children. That's why they get there, because they don't want to converse, they don't want to, because that's a taboo topic. Yeah, but I can understand some of these topics are taboo, especially in some cultures. I think it's taboo in Africa. It's really taboo in Africa. You don't have such conversations, honestly. It's taboo topic, and maybe if I would have these topics in real life, maybe I would be considered being an outcast. Maybe. Yeah, people don't have these topics, and that's why we are where we are. Even as a continent, okay? That's why we are where we are. Okay. Okay, you guys can still keep asking questions when it comes to... Okay, but you know what? We had a question here. Nobody have been answering. We've just been concentrating on children. What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while maybe flirting? Okay, and I keep saying you don't have to feel pressured to answer a question. If it doesn't maybe align with what you're willing to answer, just wait for the next question. I have a bunch of them. Okay, let me start typing the next question as I wait if anyone is typing. Chimp says, what? No, I mean going deep into the questions where it becomes kind of more personal question. Oh, okay, I see it, but these topics should not be controversial. I don't feel like, okay, yeah, when it goes into into maybe personal, like maybe asking me personal, but if it's something general, then CJ says, how much do condoms cost in Africa? Dumb question, but I want to know. Like 50 shillings, 100 shillings. Okay, for cheap ones 50 shillings. For for maybe a little bit better with more, I think, whatever flavors or whatever, 100 and 200. Am I wrong? Maurice Musao, I think you are Kenyan because I'm seeing your name. Okay, Alvin asked the question, what has a guy done you thought was embarrassing while flirting with you? Oh my god. The last time anyone flirted with me, okay, you guys flirted with me here, but in real life, the last person somebody flirted with me was when I was still in Viva. Can I remember? Okay, let me pin this question. Let me try to remember. Okay, what has a guy done you thought was embarrassing while flirting? Okay, let me see. Wow, I can't think. I can't think. But I think maybe there is, but it's like when you're in a relationship, you kind of like try to shut off everything. uh, Embarrassing. Maybe getting hard while flirting. Is that embarrassing enough? Okay. Mori says, all right, can you please clarify this poverty? You know, there's there's the ordinary poverty and death poverty. Okay, which one do you want? Okay, which one do you want between the two? Do you want ordinary poverty or do you want death poverty? Okay, maybe to you, but not the guy. Okay, embarrassing to me and not the guy. Oh, okay, on my side, something that, okay, that one I think I can have answers. Let me read the question again. What has a guy done you thought was embarrassing? Well, flirting. Okay, what have I done that I thought was embarrassing when somebody was flirting with me? Farted? Does that qualify? Wow. CJ says, do you use magnums over there? What are magnums? Honestly, I don't want to pretend like I know. What are magnums? Alvis is laughing. Tough question. That's a good question, Alvi. Okay, maybe to you, but not the guy. Where you concentrate on. CJ says, how many guys have you dated in your young life? One. No, I think that's too much. That's too much, you guys. As far as my fiance is concerned, only one, so let's stick to that one. But I would say university was wild. Okay, I think I would say university was wild. So, but okay, I don't. Okay, but honestly, I have never like dated. I've never, because in university I never had an intention of being in relationship. So for me, it was always about having a good time, maybe. So actually, honestly, dating, maybe I've only dated one person. Okay, but there's a difference between dating and having a good time, right? Yeah. Hope he doesn't watch this, Lord. Okay, do you guys agree with me? Like, there's a difference between dating and having a good time. So, if you're asking me about dating, I think I've only dated one person. Murray said, okay, Alvin says, wow. Okay, Murray says, in this modern day, a sane human being should have 2 kids only. Even you are broke, 2 kids will get a better life, unlike when you're broke and having 10 kids. It's like the kids are for sale. Okay, are you opening a business? Especially if someone smelled it. Okay, you know what? I fat roses. Chief says, like he's talking to you and you just slide your eyes down. Well, okay, like he's talking to you and you just slide your eyes down while they are talking. Okay. Okay. That also can be. I think maybe you guys also tell me yours. You're asking me about mine. You're also not telling me yours. What's the most embarrassing? Okay, what was the question initially? What's the most embarrassing thing you've done while flirting? Alvin says, yeah, it is. You can hang out and have conversations at university compared to seeing one particular person. And I think people who narrowed down to one person in university, it's kind of like you wasted your chance. Because in university, you get to meet different people and all of that. And also, I just felt like I was just too young to concentrate in relationships. So I was just out there having a good time. uh, yeah. Yeah. Okay, maybe that question. Okay, why are you guys not answering the question? Okay, Alvin, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done while flirting with a girl? Because you guys are asking me about it. Ah, okay. Mm. And I said I think there's a difference between flirting and having a good time. Does your fiance watch your life? He used to in the beginning, but then he stopped. Yeah, he stopped. Maybe he started getting jealous a little bit. So right now he does not watch. Why? Okay. Okay, we're not gonna move on until you guys. I spilled her drink approaching half for conversation. Oh, you spill. Oh my god! I am pretty sure you apologized so many times. Oh god! Did you continue with the conversation? Did you buy another drink? Because that can be like wow. Who? Who Lord? Okay, honestly, right now, you know how people meet out here sometimes is like along the road, somebody just stops you and starts uh and maybe starts flirting. I think honestly think right now I'm just too old for that. Yeah. I don't know if I can do that. Like the whole meeting on the road, starting flat. God, I think, but maybe at a club or something. Maybe I don't know. Just curious. You're always curious, right? Chim says battery fingers are too bad to be real. Fingers are too bad to be. Honestly, I don't like pretending that I know stuff. Okay, please explain for me. Lapul Guy Humor says, nope, 3 to 5 children is perfect as a human being who is capable of doing stuff, can easily finance 3 kids, but I understand 4 to 5 gets just tiny a bit difficult. But if both parents can support, we are just talking about a situation where like somebody is literally struggling, you're literally struggling, okay, you can barely feed yourself, and then you're bringing other 10 human beings right here. Do you know how that? Yeah. Alvin says, I bought her a drink and I apologized and walked away with not getting her name. Oh my god. Hope she was not drinking something too expensive. Judge says hi. Oh, it's been a minute. Welcome back. Amori says, Wambo, you haven't seen extreme poverty in this life. As in, a man got nothing for himself, not even a slum rental, total poor. So you can't date such a man. Okay, honestly, the type of poverty that I talk about is a poverty where you have a place to stay. Okay, my type of poverty is a poverty where we have like 2 acres of land, but maybe there's not a good house. It's just like a shack. Okay, my type of poverty, the one that I'm talking about, it's where maybe you're not renting, you're not in a rental. Okay, honestly, my whole life right now as an adult, that's when I've experienced rental. We've always lived in our property, but of course we didn't have a great house. That's the type of poverty that I'm talking about. Okay, so which means even if my parents didn't have money, like we were always fed because there's a farm. So that's the type of poverty that I'm talking about. uh, but the one that you're describing, that person should be nowhere near having children. Jim says, okay, battery fingers are when things in your hand slip from you. Oh, okay. Thank you for your understanding. Uh, Nephista says, I don't get it. Having a fiance, not using contraception, not wanting kids. Something doesn't add up. Maybe I'm misunderstanding something here. Just a bit confused. Okay, first of all, we live long distance. Uh, yeah, first of all, we live long distance. And second of all, he take one for the two. That's your answer right there. Yeah, no, because honestly, I feel like contraceptions are so is it dangerous? No, they are dangerous, honestly. Like the way they mess your hormones up and stuff. Yeah, yeah, I don't think they are perfect. I don't think they are great. Judge says, what are you talking about today? But remember, I'm not here because I'm bored. What does that mean? What we are talking about, we are having questions, but I kind of feel like, but remember, you're not here because you're bored. Like, why would you say that? Osman Yildirim says Turkey. Oh, you're watching from Turkey. Okay. CJ says, you using contraceptions? No, I don't use. I don't use. He takes one for the two. You understand? I don't know. God, I hope he never watches this because I don't know if he is okay with sharing that. Then he says, okay, I think I get it now. Thanks. Okay. Yeah. Would you have a vasectomy so that your female doesn't experience the dangers of contraceptions? Okay, but also when you're long distance, I think you can do without maybe. Honestly, Georges, I didn't understand you because I honestly feel like saying that is rude. Like you're not here because you're bored. Like, what's that supposed to mean? Uh okay, what's the biggest compromise you've made in a relationship? Was it worth it? Let me type that. He's trolling. Okay, but I know he always shows up here and stuff. One boy, stop it. You once said it in your stream that we join you because we are bored. You say no, you have to remember that. I don't remember that. Okay, I don't remember that, but I just feel like when you said that, it's kind of like, it's kind of rude. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding, but that's okay. Okay. Okay, oh, maybe let's start with why do you guys watch my live stream? Let's see why people watch my live stream. Do I have amazing topics? Why do you guys watch my live streams? Because if you say that, it kind of takes away from the whole. Alvin says he's trolling. Okay, maybe I don't think so because you've been watching and stuff, but I just feel like that was unnecessary. Uh, CJ says, but I think vasectomies can be reversed. Yes, they can. Yeah, they can. They can be reversed anytime. Maury says, is using contraceptive means is using contraceptive means protection, or it's a gateway road for a girl? Then all times using contraceptive, does it make sense? Dating for a year and still there are protection, specifically condoms. Okay. Emmanuel is just laughing. Alvin says it's hard to measure. It's hard to measure any sacrifice in a relationship. Rather, it's worth it or not. A person is either a lesson or a blessing. Wow. Uh, okay, but maybe the question. I see what you're saying. What's the biggest compromise you've ever made in a relationship? Was it worth it? I feel like in this day and age, people write down what they are looking for in partners, you know. And sometimes you just maybe find somebody who matches other areas of your life, and then they don't match some. So that's maybe what I'm asking about. Georgia says, no, Ambo, you said it when I was here. Okay, okay, that's okay, because I know if you say that I said it, probably I said it, but yeah. But I took offense in your statement, okay? I took offense. Okay, and you know me, you know about me. I don't get upset, but I'll tell you when I feel like, yeah, you know. But okay, what we are talking about, we have a question right now. What's the biggest compromise you've made in a relationship? Was it worth it? Uh, Compromise or sacrifice can be the same. Can it be the same? Can compromise and sacrifice? Compromise is when, like, maybe okay, in my understanding, I feel like compromising is whereby, like, let's say you had said, I'm not dating a short man, okay, and then you end up dating a short man. Like, you're like, okay, I like his personality, he's handsome, he's all of those things, you know. So he's all of those things, so which means he's interesting to you, but you had said that, like, it's a compromise if you had said you wouldn't date a short person and you date them. So a sacrifice is when you sacrifice, for example, maybe you sacrifice yourself so that she can have a place to stay, so that you can take her to school. In my understanding, I don't know. CJ, you are laughing. Why are you laughing? Why are you guys laughing? What's funny? Kwenzeka Mgwamba, hi, good to see you. Okay, and I told you guys to type in English. Okay, I think you said hi. Mori, I don't know why the laptop translated. Mori says, the biggest compromise is trusting with all your heart and mind. It wasn't worth it. Not me again. Trust a human being you love and trust unknowingly, you're killing yourself. You know what? And I feel like there's a problem with that. I did say that, maybe, I don't know if it was yesterday or what. People, okay, you know, when you get heartbroken by a person and then you take it on the next person, like, for example, you're saying you'll never trust somebody fully, okay, but see, the person that you're going to punish with that is the person that comes after. Okay, this is the person that's coming after. This is somebody that didn't hurt you, but they're going to pay for the mistakes of the people who came before. You know, that's why sometimes it's very it's very hard to date people who have been in several relationships, because this person is bringing a lot of baggage. Went on a journey. I don't know what that means. Whatever that means. What's the biggest compromise you've made in a relationship? Was it what you took offense before you took time to think about it? That's why we fail exams, because we don't read instructions. Okay. But even if it were you, somebody types stuff like that, would you not get upset? Be realistic. Would you not get upset? Well, it says, loving with all my heart and mind and sacrificing my every single cent. By the end of the day, that particular person has her own plans in mind for her own life without you. Okay, is that a bad thing for somebody to have plans in mind for things without you? Okay, and see, you know, I feel like that's where we bring in the aspect of knowing what's too much for you. Okay, God. That's why I don't like when men spend on you. Like, when you have a man spending on you, especially if you don't see a future, especially if you don't see a future with them, I feel like it's risky. Yeah. Why boy grilling you? Okay. I don't know what we are fighting about. Alvin says, sounds like some hard people. Okay, especially this Morris, I'm pretty sure you are hurt. Heal. Heal. Okay, do you feel like it's realistic for you to punish the next partner that you get just because? I don't feel like it's fair for the next person. George says, Mambo, I'm always upset. I never smile. Okay. Talking to someone who always smile. I don't know. But you know, but the thing is, I wish I never smiled, because when I get upset, you will see it in my face. I don't know how to hide when I'm upset. Today everyone is looking for better life. It's a scam. Okay, why don't you also look for a better life? Honestly, I don't know why. Like if you guys were in the same situation where you have an opportunity to look for a better life, why not? Why not? What's the biggest compromise you've made in a relationship? Was it worth it? I think most of you have said that you have never compromised. But I feel like maybe for the people who is like money is not a problem, you can't feel like you've compromised so much unless maybe you compromise with the physical looks and then you get hurt. Yeah, I once compromised and started seeing this short guy, really short. Honestly, I was looking down on him. I was looking down on him. Okay, honestly, at the end of the day, it was never worth it. That was a compromise, and it was never worth it. Never worth it. And then homeboy ends up like, let's say, ghosting me. Like, it was never worth it. So maybe for some men, maybe you like curvy women, and then let's say you meet someone like one boy who is what is it called? I'm slender, I'm thin, but I'm not really thin, but I am kind of like thin, you know. So you meet someone like me, and then you end up with me, and then it's like you're like, I compromise. I was looking for somebody curvy, you know. Gaza says, hey Wambo, hey, good to see you. I'm telling you, I see someone should not lie to you, not like love is this modern day. Everyone is after money. No, not everyone is after money. You know, when both of you have money, then what is everyone after? I have seen you upset already. Remember when you put someone on timeout? Wambo, you're worthy of photo. How can I send you? Okay. You know, I don't put people on timeout because I'm upset. I put them on timeout because they're saying inappropriate stuff. Okay. Uh Maybe post on the community post. You can post on the community post under my videos. Okay, next one. Wow. Okay. If you could only have three possessions, what would they be and why? Nefisa says, one ex was much less intelligent than me. It wasn't a good fit. But you come from us, you are like, as far as she's pretty, that's okay. Okay, another thing that I regret, or another that was a compromise, is dating someone. Okay, you know what? I think, I think education is just a gateway, or like it's something that pushes you out there. But I don't know, for some reason, men feel insecure if you're more educated than they are. So there was a time I was talking to this person. I think they only had a high school certificate, and at that time I was still in university, had not graduated. I was still in university. Okay, that was also another compromise that I made that I shouldn't have in the first place. Okay, that was another compromise that was not worth it. Was not worth it. Dating somebody who is not my, who does not have a, at least a college diploma or a university degree. Because you see, the thing is with you men, I feel like you guys are so insecure, and if you feel like you're lady, you just want to be better than the ladies. Okay, and I think Nefis, you're the one who reminded me that. It says shoes, water, and health. Shoes. Okay, do you mean shoes? Shoes, water, and health? Okay. Honestly, you need to explain that. If you could. Okay, what was the question? We had the same education but very different talents. Okay, it makes sense. Different talents. Okay, maybe that's another thing. I think that's another thing. George says, um, I need to send it to you. I have a countless lines on my I have countless lines on my forehead. Okay, you see, okay, I think you're just now trying to take me off, and I can see that. If you could have only three possessions, what would they be and why? Nefisa said three possessions. Realistically, one of them has to be my passport. Oh, okay. Passport, because you can go everywhere. Three possessions. A phone. I'm not leaving my phone behind. Uh, Phone, something else. My phone is going with me. My passport. I don't know. Mori says, Wambo is for me, love is for money. Only family members will love you when broke. The rest, forget it. Not yesterday, a girl called me broke for I said I don't have 10K. Wamboy, what do you mean, my sister? Like, the message that you sent, I need to send it to you. I have countless lines on my forehead. Like that. Oh, God. Okay. Okay, if I could have only three possessions, maybe that would be my phone. Uh, Phone. Let's go with passport. One thing, one extra thing. Three possessions. Phone. Okay, and phone acts as a wallet and all of that. Phone. Uh, Passport. Want something extra. Something extra. Okay, I don't know what's the other extra thing. Maybe laptop, I don't know. No. Something else, something else, something else. If you could only have three possessions, what would they be? Realistically, one of them has to be passport. Okay. Okay, and maybe me too, passport, phone, the third one. Because honestly, you cannot keep carrying everything else, so what can you bring? A piece of clothing. Okay, okay, because yeah, done. Okay, let's start doing the question. This, what are they called? Finish the sentence questions, and then after that we're gonna end the live stream, and then we'll see each other later on. Okay, so let's do the. Okay, one boy, I give up. I surrender. What is today's? Okay, you better. What's today's topic? Today's questions are countless. Yeah, they are countless. I think I've been doing this for some few days. People have been enjoying it, not having to just dwell on one specific topic. Um, so there's many of them. There's many of them. I think by the time you joined, we were talking about how many children is too much. We talked about uh what would you rather earn $100,000 doing a job you dislike, or 50K doing something you love? Uh, what's something embarrassing you've done while flirting? What's the biggest compromise you've made in a relationship? Was it? I mean, what does possession even mean? Does a bank account count? Yeah, but you see, I think when, yeah, maybe it counts. Yeah, it counts. But see, I feel like for me, when I bring my phone, that's sorted. Like, the phone is the wallet. Okay. Okay, next question. Let's look at this. But I know this is a question that most of you will not want to deal with, or you say, oh, you've already dealt with that. Wow. Hey. I see you have been moving on well without me. You mean you've never missed me? Now I'm sad. I was just gonna say, I think you've been gone for a minute. Uh, okay, I miss every one of you guys, but I also like at the same time, I kind of like have to keep going. There's no option. I kind of have to keep going. Guys, you better like the live stream and subscribe. I know most of you don't like this question, but do you believe in God? Okay, and now we've covered most of the serious questions. This is just a by the way. I saw somebody saying that the Bible was written by men. Ah? What? Okay, I'll be right back. Saizi na stream. Siwezi toka. Hopefully sitakuwa nimetoka before urudi. Sieni bag. Nakuja tu sana. Okay, Sadar. Hey Sadar, good to see you. Nimrod Fadhili Kakayu says hi. Hi, good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. I think you guys have heard my name online is still my real name offline. Somebody calling me Wamba. Okay. Okay, what was the question? Okay, I was just saying today before I started streaming, somebody was talking about that I thought you stopped streaming once I vanished. Now I'm back. I see you've been moving on well. Yeah. Okay, I just watched a video before I started streaming that the Bible was inspired by men who are not inspired by God. Hear me out. Don't get upset, okay? So you better tell me, because honestly, when I bump into these things, I'm like, have I been just crazy all this time? Like, have I just been crazy? So somebody was saying that the Bible was written by men who are not inspired by God. I don't know. Daniel Kemboy says, hi, good to see you. Welcome to the live. How are you doing? Okay, let me also. I did believe in God, don't anymore. Okay, do you mind telling me why? Okay, not even telling everybody else, telling me why. Because honestly, I'm trying to find my ground in all of this. Okay, let me, because of this question is like TMI for many people, or like it's a no-go zone, something they don't want to talk about. So if you're not interested in this topic, because I need to listen to Nef, you can answer the one on the screen, iPhones or Androids. Daniel says, how are you doing? Kenya? Yeah, I'm Kenyan. Sada says, Bible says that men cannot even move their own steps, and we see clearly how chaotic this world is. The Bible advised that are there are above any human wisdom. Okay, so which means when these people are there questioning and maybe telling people the Bible was written by men who are not inspired by God, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. Nefisa says, I studied the Bible a lot. I think it's a very interesting book, but inspired by some supernatural being or anything. Okay? And that's, and that's the thing. Like, I grew up Christian. I believe in God. I have. But honestly, like, the more I'm here, like, the more people are saying stuff, like, and then I'm like, okay, and can you imagine if that, and also somebody else was saying that, like, See, the reason why they tell us about life after death, and this I'm just quoting somebody. Maybe one day I'll make a video and attach those videos that I'm talking about. So the reason why they're saying that this life after death is because when somebody passes away, they never come back. They never come back and tell us if there's life after death. So that's what this person was saying. Sadat says, well, for example, a boss and a secretary. When the boss tells the secretary to write a document or a message, is the secretary message or of the boss? It belongs to the boss. It belongs to, I see what you're saying. So these people, but it was, I used to believe that these people who wrote the Bible literally came from heaven. That's okay, maybe that was my childish mind, but like, now thinking about it, the Bible was written in a language called, I think, Aramaic, or what is it called? Oitanda says, as an African, do you believe in witchcraft? I don't do witchcraft. Do I believe it exists? Yes. Why? Sadaka says, let's say a secretary at work gives you a notice from your boss. You will reject it that it comes from the secretary and not from the boss if it's the boss message. Okay, if it's the boss message, then I will agree that the message came from the boss, the boss, Okay, but I see what you're saying. It's like we are questioning something. Okay, but see, in real life, Old Testament was written partly in Aramaic and Hebrew, and the New Testament in Greek. Okay, but see, the thing is, it's hard to believe that somebody who had a human body was directly speaking with God to be able to write this. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of inconsistency. See, because if it was written in Aramaic, this has to be Aramaic people, okay, who wrote it. So which means they did it. Okay, what language is Aramaic, and which country is it from? Is it which continent? Nefisa says, I think it's a deeply human thing to believe in God and afterlife and so on. I think it's fine to believe, just don't press anyone. Okay, I see what you're saying. Wow. Yeah, I feel like the conversation about do you believe in God is such a like a taboo topic for so many people. Partly, okay. Mjabzan Innocentia says, hey, good to see you. Okay, I think that I think now I see what you're saying. Next question is, but if you still have something to say when it comes to the whole thing, keep saying it. I'm going to read it. iPhones or Android? Okay, Sada says, no, it's not Aramaic people. Aramaic and Hebrew came from the same language family alongside with Arabic. Oh, okay, thank you. Alongside with Arabic. But how comes Jesus is white? If it was written, how comes Jesus is white? And if it is my parents pressured us kids, that wasn't okay. Okay, and I feel like that's the problem, especially having overly religious, and also add to the sentence overly religious African parents. That can be like a death sentence. I think yesterday I saw a female talking about like she mourns her parents who are literally excessively religious and strict and abusive. She mourns her parents when they are still alive. Okay, I feel like that can be true for many people. Okay. Yeah, because honestly, I feel like people should chase or find God by themselves or for themselves. Okay, if it's not for you, then maybe that's not okay. Okay, moving on. Question on the screen: iPhones or Androids? But you can still say something when it comes to the topic. iPhones or Androids? I've never used an iPhone, so I would go with Samsung. Does Samsung count as Android? I know it does. I'm just kidding. It's really getting cold out here. Cold, excessively cold. That is people's imaginations, how he would look like. Bible says he was born in Bethlehem and raised in Nazareth. All these places are in Israel and Palestine and are in the Levant. Okay, I feel like that's what makes it unrealistic for for many people, because if we are talking about this Jesus is supposed to be white or whatever, then all the other races, we are kind of like exempted from that. And it's like, why are we now told that like we have to believe that, you know? So Jesus was Middle Eastern. Okay, makes a lot of sense. Jesus was Middle Eastern. Wow. So all this time, honestly, but I can't imagine a Middle Eastern Jesus, because I've always seen Jesus as a white person. Okay, huh? Okay. iPhones and Androids. Okay, which teams are playing today? FIFA World Cup. Egypt versus Iran. Okay, that was yesterday or today. 1-1. Egypt versus Iran. Neff says, yeah, that's so weird. They made us believe he was white. He must have been brown or something, right? I don't know, but I think Sada is saying so. I have had people say, you know, I think that kind of like also exempts black people, you know, because it's like there's nowhere like black people are mentioned in the whole thing, so which means they were not counted. I don't know. The conversation is, do you believe in God? And yeah, that's what we are. Sada says debating is not productive. He was Middle Eastern. He was Jewish, but his mission was to reveal the Bible message to all people of all nations, not only Jews. Okay, thank you. Vicky says hi. Oh, Vicky, oh my God, it's been so long since I saw you here. Okay, welcome back. CJ says iPhone. Okay, okay. You know, I have never used an iPhone. I used a Samsung. I use like right now. I use Samsung to stream. Okay, so if you've used an Android and an iPhone, so you said iPhone or Android? You said iPhone. Why? Are they so much better? You know, CJ says, sorry, I missed out on the call. Okay, I think I have filled you in. Shafisa says, he definitely wasn't white. Okay. I don't know if he was, but I kind of feel like, then why the rest of the world, especially Africans and black people, we were never mentioned in this Bible thing? Like, why do we obsessed over it? How are you doing? I'm doing great. I have no complaints. How have you been? Sada says, well, people of Africa are actually mentioned. Egyptians are mentioned, also Ethiopians. Like there was an Ethiopian eunuch who got baptized as Christian. Oh, but that's the only person who is mentioned. That's the only person who is mentioned. Others are not mentioned. And Egypt, for context, Egypt, most people view Egypt as Middle Eastern. Also, they are not black. CJ says, I remember when people used to have phones. I honestly don't think people really care these days. Okay. But honestly, like, I am just curious. I feel like iPhones are overrated, but I've never used an iPhone, so I really don't know. Maybe I'm gonna check that out. Maybe I'll buy an iPhone so that I can start doing clean content. The Christian belief was brought to Africa by white missionaries. Yeah, and that's what makes it inconsistent, because and also bear in mind, Africans bear in mind, like, Africans believed in God in their own ways before the coming of Christianity. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying facts. Africans believed in God before the coming of Christianity. Okay, so when they started being Christians, they had to stop believing in whatever they believed in, and to start being Christians. George says, God topic for me is a sensitive. I'm not participating on this topic. Okay, and that's okay, and that's okay. Okay, you know what? I don't know why, like, you know, a topic that doesn't, like, maybe it's sensitive for you, you don't have to participate. But I feel like, you know, for some of us who watch things, uh, okay, Sarah says not even in Europe. Few European countries were mentioned, like Roman Empire, Greece, and I forgot others. America or East Asian countries are not mentioned either, like China or Japan. But Chinese and Japanese people, they are not even Christians. They are Buddhist, right? Yes, yeah, I'm a chill on the religion topic. Okay, are you okay? Respect. Okay, I respect that. I respect that. I was saying, are you guys scared? But I feel like not talking about it is what uh makes. But yeah. I can see why. I've always been like that. Also, like it's like a religious topic, don't participate in. But asking question doesn't mean. Asking question does not mean that I don't believe. I told you guys that I am Christian, but over the years, especially after joined school and I was doing social science, you know, especially philosophy will have you questioning everything. Okay, so I think this is much of like a critical thinking. Uh, CJ says, I used to be big on the Black Hebrew Israelite stuff a few years back. I kind of fell out of that stuff. Okay, and see, because black people want to feel like they belong. But do you agree with that? This is because black people want to feel like they belong. Okay? Okay, I have watched that whole thing about Black Hebrew Israelites. That's the dumbest stuff that I've ever watched. Dumbest thing. Okay, like, is it, you know, sometimes you just don't have to be involved in everything. Yeah, that's literally okay, 100%. Nef says, exactly, one boy. African people had their own beliefs before that, right? Yeah, that's right. That's right. They did have, and how I know, I'm not gonna talk about other communities. I'm talking about my community, my tribe. Why do I always have that white cast on my on my lips? I'm talking about the Kikuyu people believed in Ngai. So our god in my mother tongue is called Ngai. So Kikuyu people believed in Ngai before the coming of Christianity. And they would worship Ngai under a mogumo tree. Is a particular type of tree that is considered sacred. They would perform their ceremonies, give sacrifices to God under that tree. Okay, and they would go to the mogumo tree and pray for things like rain. They would pray for maybe they would pray for sun. They would pray so that God could stop the floods, and it used to happen. So that's how I know. Sada says, yeah, but so the Greeks weren't. They worshipped their own gods, were polytheists, quite opposite of the Jewish or Christian belief in only one God. Vicky, Vicky, do you have a lawyer? Religion. No, do you have a lawyer? This is, yeah, the most you learn, the less intrigued you'll be by it. Oh God. Is your fiance Christian or Muslim? He's Christian. He did go through a phase where like he was questioning, but I think at the end of the day, yeah, you just learn to live with it without questioning, because you know you believed in something that does not exist your whole life, other than not believing in something and questioning something and then finding out it was true. So I think everybody wants to play it safe and be a believer, whatever that means. Do your religions ever collided with each other? I don't think so, because each and every tribe had their own beliefs. Okay, you will realize when it comes to Kenyan cultures, we don't have anything like Kenyan culture. We have 47 tribes, so everybody with their own culture. There are things that we do in my community that other communities do not do. Okay. Judge says, but okay, the problem comes in if you get married to somebody in another tribe. So your culture and beliefs collide with theirs. But as far as you're not getting married, which have happened for a long time, we most people right now is happening intermarriage between tribes, but it didn't used to happen. You are only allowed to marry your own tribe, but now it's happening. So that's where the collide comes in. George says, what I will participate on is being an audience. If you start singing, I will give you a round of applause. Okay, okay, but still we still have a topic here. uh and some people are interested to talk about, I don't shy away from like talking about things. Wow, did I just scratch myself? Nefisa says, I think if God exists and is good, he will forgive me for not believing in him, because that's just how I felt. He wouldn't want me to fake any prayers to him, right? Yeah. Yeah, honestly, you literally sound like my fiance. He used to believe in that, and then I don't know what happened. He read somewhere that like God will not forgive you if you know what you're doing. God will not forgive you. Sarah says, speaking of Africa, the Bible said the message that Jesus sent will reach the whole earth, but the way later Christians did it was opposite, through conflict, colonization. Jesus never taught that, and that's what brings a problem. How can we trust? The colonizers are the ones who brought Christianity to Africa. How can we trust something that was brought? They came with Bible. Okay, that this is something that people say, that the colonizers came with a Bible and told us to close our eyes before when we woke up they had already overtaken our place, but that's neither here nor there. Richard says, "Sup, homie, greetings from Northeast Ohio, United States of America. Good morning. Maybe it's good morning. Yeah, good morning. How are you doing, Richard?" Neff says, "Just saying, I'm playing it safe too." Okay, I know. Vicky says, it seems like the majority of African belief system was in harmony and worked together with nature rather than destroying nature, contrary to what the important religions do. Do you all agree with me? Okay, do you all agree with Vicky? Let me pin your thing. Let me pin your comment, Vicky. Seems like the majority of African belief systems was in harmony and work together with nature rather than destroying nature, contrary to what the important religions do. But see, I don't feel like Christianity destroys nature. I don't feel, but although I feel, see, for example, my community, what we used to do, like praying under trees and stuff like that. Right now we build churches, okay, and we are praying. Maybe that was uncivilization or underdevelopment. I don't know what that is. Bible says Christians should follow Jesus' example. In the Bible, Jesus didn't force people to join him. He invited them. If they said no, he moved on. That's what others should do too. Okay, yeah, it was literally a threat. You have to be Christian. If not, something bad would happen to you. So the fact that this religion was shoved down African throats. Nimrod Fadili says, hi, who is the king of pop? Tell me. Richard says, 10:07 a.m. day off from work and I'm doing some shopping today, dressed in my finest shirt. Okay, have a good day shopping. Okay, Nefista says, I would love to hear about that. I wouldn't know as a European. I think Christianity has many toxic features for sure. Okay, maybe I might research about that and make a video about it. I have a video on my channel. You guys can scroll back, talking about Africans believed in God before Christianity. Sarah says, yeah, but because the messenger twisted the message, it's his problem, and with his method. Jesus' teachings of loving all humans and forgive others, but other messengers did what they wanted. Okay, that it all makes sense. It all makes sense. Okay, honestly, like I think the only way is just to believe without question. Because the more you question, the more you see a lot of inconsistency. And not to mention, when you come from African country, believing in something that was brought through fight, was brought through, you know. I'll check out that video. Let me check out for you. What was the name of that video? Sada says, but that's not what a true Christian should do. I mean, the teachings of Jesus are good. The methods the colonizers did were wrong. Okay, I'm glad we all agree with that. That was wrong. Okay, and guys, we just didn't. Okay, guys, why don't you answer what Vicky is saying? Do you agree? Okay, I don't. It seems like majority of African belief system was in harmony and work together with nature rather than destroying nature, contrary to what the important religions do. Do you all agree with me? That's what Vicky asked. So you can answer to that. And we are literally winding up, and we are gonna see each other later on. Usual time at night. I'm trying to look for the title to that video so that you guys can check it out. Also, I think I do have a lot of things that I can share when it comes to making videos instead of live streaming, but you guys, you better watch them. You better watch the videos. Yeah, I think the title is Africans Believed in God Before the Coming of Christianity. Great Fire says, hi, good to see you. Sada says, I tell you as well, the method colonizers used by were political. They used religion in politics. But again, Jesus never got involved in politics. He was neutral. Again, people did everything opposite. Yeah, using the Bible to manipulate poor people, using the Bible to sell fear, to gaslight. You know, I don't feel like that's right. Okay. Don't, okay, Nephista says, yeah, Jesus wouldn't colonize. Glad we agree on that. Vicky says, exact, African pray under trees, making the tree an important and crucial part of African belief system, while Christians, in contrary, cut the trees away and build a cement church. Do you see? Oh, ooh, so true. It's disgusting, really. But see, okay, which is more comfortable? Which is more comfortable, praying in a church? Can you imagine? Praying under a tree is not that comfortable, but they did it anyways. That's we was Nephista. People tried to trick him whether to pay tribute to Caesar or not. He didn't say yes or no. He said, give Caesar what belongs to Caesar and to God what belongs to God. Wow. Okay. Nimrod Fadili says, God told 40 different men to write the Bible. Okay. So the Bible was written by God, right? You know, I think, especially when it comes to life after death, we will never know the truth because nobody comes back to tell us. Nobody came back or ever came back or ever will come back to tell us how true is that information. Sada says, Jesus never said he'd overthrown Caesar. He even ran away when people tried to make him a king. Okay. Wow. Okay. I think this is a topic that deserves its own video. Maybe I'll look. Okay, I'll be right back.
Nilikuwa nataka ya chini kabisa. Umenipea ile mtu ameenda akatoa tatu na moja inatolea hapo na mia.
Guys.
Nilikuwa nataka ya chini kabisa. Nimetoa lakini moja. Mbili zimekuwa nini? Extra. West.
Mtu mwingine alikuja mtampea.
Unajua hii inatolewa na 100. Ya chini ni 50. Sasa unaona sasa? Nitaenda sasa. Nitauza tu hizi mbili ndio nitoa yangu ya pale chini usiku.
Mtu mmoja anashinda amepigia watu mmoja.
Ni sawa.
Okay. Okay, let me keep reading. Nefisto says, does being neutral on some political questions make you overall politically neutral in your opinion? Does being neutral on some political questions make you overall politically neutral in your opinion? No, it doesn't. I feel like most of us just shy away from having opinions and then being judged. I don't think so. Do you guys think so? Let me pin this. I mean, things that happened in history, the colonization, the crusades, medieval wars between Muslims and medieval Christianity were not blessed by God. Vicky says, being under a tree is, scientifically speaking, healthier than being in building constructed with cement. Okay, wow. Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know, but there's a video that I made talking about why Africa is considered primitive and uncivilized. I was just saying, the fact is, for example, the whole thing about Africans praying under trees. Okay, that was seen to be uncivilized. Why would you do that? You know, for people who come from how, like, they pray in a building, okay? But see, when you look at it, was that uncivilization or was that just a belief? When you look at the languages that Africans spoke, okay, well, when you look at the languages that Africans can speak and the languages that they spoke, they didn't speak in English. Do that make them uncivilized? The fact that most Europeans, French people, Italians, most of them cannot speak English, does that make them unintelligent? No. But why is it that, like, because Africans mostly maybe cannot even speak in English, why is it that it automatically equals to uncivilization? You know? Because it directly goes against the Christian teachings about putting the sword back and love our neighbor, which are all people. Okay, honestly, I think this topic is so much like if I feel like it's a taboo topic. No, people don't talk about them. Trevor says hi. Trevor, good to see you. Welcome to the live stream. Guys, we're literally winding up. If you are typing, type as we wind up. You're gonna see each other later on tonight. And thank you so much, guys, for watching. So let me wait if you guys are still typing. Sada says, no, this is nationalism. Every language is good and it's just a tool of communication. God loves everyone. Even the Bible is in lots of languages. Okay. Are you with someone? What does that mean? I gotta run. Great conversation, everyone. Bye. Okay, thank you for tuning in. Okay, and guys, we are literally winding up. So in conclusion to the topic, especially what we are just talking about, I don't know if there's nothing that can be said that can make you have a man. Yes. Okay, there's nothing that can be said that can make religion look more appealing to someone who doesn't want to believe, or look less appealing to someone who already believes. So I feel like, but I don't think, for those people who think, just shut up. For those people who think that maybe religion is talking about religion is bad, no, it's not bad. It's good to share your beliefs. It's good to share your thought process, because we are consuming something online, aren't we? So yeah, so thank you, especially Nefista, Sada, and everybody, CJ, everybody who got Georges, Vicky. Oh God. Okay, let me just. Okay. Sada says, I believe should never be imposed. Everyone has the freedom to choose and even to talk about. Everyone has a freedom to talk about whatever they believe in. Okay, so whatever you believe in, just make sure it's serving you right. And yeah, you know, when you don't have to be religious to do the right thing. That's something that we miss out on. You don't have to be religious to do the right thing. You just have to be human. Okay, I think that's my conclusion. You just don't have to be religious to do the right thing. You just have to be human. Okay, so thank you everybody who made this conversation and this live stream perfect. Every one of you guys. So I think you're gonna see each other later on. Also, if you have some questions that maybe you would like to see people from all over the world opinions on, I think I can honestly say from all over the world, because we have US here, we have Southern Europe, we have Africa, so I think you can say it's all over the world. Let's discuss religion again next time, shall we? Okay, I will have this question will still be in the next live, which is tonight, 9 p.m. Kenyan time. Okay, so thank you guys for tuning in. I'm just run, maybe make some dinner and all of that and prepare for the next live stream. So until next time, bye bye.